Εξομολογήστε το Κύριο διαγατός, αλληλούια, ότι στον αιώνα το έλεος αυτού, αλληλούια.
So, it's a very interesting thing, and what's the reason why?
But my main reason was I actually had an encounter with the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
And because I was a young kid at the time, I pretty much was like, let me just go into...
Should we move here? Because there's another discussion there.
Yeah, so because I was like kind of young at the time, I was like, I got nothing to lose. Let me just worship Jesus Christ.
Okay.
No, I think he spoke to Bob.
Research more about Islam.
No,
Finding out more about Muhammad's... finding out more about Muhammad's life story. I was like, I don't want nothing to do with Islam. But it was actually the main thing that led me to Christianity.
You said you had an encounter.
Encounter with the Holy Spirit. We were talking about it. It was like a divine presence that came into me. This presence, and like healed me of my illness and depression, which doctors had they didn't know what was wrong with me. So this presence pretty much cured me within 3 days.
Okay. Because I'm finding this interesting, like when I'm looking at even Iranians.
Yeah.
A lot of Iranians are saying that they're having these kind of encounters. And, let me just say it here, I'm not religious. I'm not coming from a religious perspective, but like, when I saw you had a debate somewhere,
Mansoor.
I think it was a Sudanese guy.
Okay.
He asked you a few questions, then he was like, you're not Muslim.
Yeah.
Pakistan is about 92% Muslim.
Nah, you know what it is?
How are you not Muslim? You come from this background, you're in this environment.
You know what it is? Because as a Muslim, you cannot leave the faith. They believe once you're in the cult of Islam, you cannot leave.
Yes, they
So
have
the reason,
apostasy laws.
yeah, because the reason why I like to tell them I'm an ex-Muslim is to show them that Jesus Christ is real and He changed my life. Because it's a miracle. It's a really big story for one to leave Islam, and it takes a miracle for something like that to happen.
Well, you see, what I'm also interested in, so I'm not going to deny what you're saying is your miracle. That's not for me to deny. But what I do want to expose is that what people are saying, it's not necessarily true. I've spoken to some Pakistanis who are not Muslim, right? Who come from a Muslim background. But some of them are still in the mosque.
Yeah.
Right? There was something that I was looking at from a doctor. He was a Muslim. And what he's actually saying is that there's people who are even leading prayer in the mosque, in the masjid, as a imam.
Mum, right?
And they're not Muslims.
I don't know about that.
He was a doctor and he's saying people have come to him and told him this.
Okay, so some in the Pakistani, right, they have cultural traditions where some people in the Pakistani schools, so I'm born in the UK, I was never born in Pakistan. So in the Pakistani schools, they will get told to learn these prayers, which is why like they may have led them. But being born in the UK, I have no intention to learn them. The only reason why I got told to learn them because of myself, because I was a Muslim and I wanted to pray to Allah, which is why I learned these prayers in the mosques.
Yeah.
There's no,
you see, it's interesting as well because from my research, there are up to, I think it's 13 countries with the apostasy law.
Yes.
If you leave this religion, you can be killed.
They will kill you, yes.
You can be murdered. Now, my personal belief is that someone's belief and their religion or their connection with the Creator is their personal thing.
Yeah.
I don't believe that someone has the right to force someone to believe something or force someone to say that you cannot leave this religion. If you leave it, you should die. Now, when we're hearing this, maybe I think if it's 1.6 or up to 2 billion Muslims, the argument that I'm having is that really accurate? The reason I'm asking, is this accurate, is because there's a lot of people who do not want this religion. The other thing that I am finding out is when you look at countries that is practicing Sharia
law,
many of the people have come here to England, to Denmark, to other Scandinavian countries because they don't want Sharia.
That's right, yeah.
So it's interesting, like, that guy Eunice Rocks?
Eunice, no.
Eunice Rocks, okay. So
Eunice, yes. He did a preach the other day, didn't he?
Guy, yes.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
So he's saying that his parents and some people's grandparents and others came here because they don't want Sharia.
That's right.
So when he's hearing people preaching that they want this over here, he said it's totally insane. And
some Muslims, they want the Sharia law. I've seen videos where Muslims have said that they are taking over the country and they have been protesting the Sharia law to happen. But those who come here that don't want the Sharia law, they're mostly cultural Muslims. They're not really into their deen. They're just cultural Muslims, and they
So
want.
you're saying it's a lot of talk.
So they claim to be Muslim because of their ancestors, but they never really practice it. And
Okay, you're saying it's more in the culture.
like liberal Muslims, they're not really truly like
Yes,
practicing
not
Muslims,
following the thing.
which is why they don't want to be in the Sharia law.
What is very interesting, because I had a discussion with Bob a few weeks ago. I don't know if you saw the video.
No, I don't.
My hair is gone. I'm getting bald. And what he is saying is that due to what you call Arabism, a lot of
Urbanization.
people have lost their culture.
Right.
So I was speaking with a Turk the other day in one of my places that I go to, a bit closer, yeah.
Yeah.
And I asked him, where's your origin? We just got in some conversation. Oh no, it's just Turkey. Then he proceeded to tell me that their original language was Arabic.
Arabic. Okay.
Yes. This is absolute foolishness, right? The original, if you look at the script of the Turks, maybe around just over 100 years ago, before Ataturk,
Yeah.
that script was Arabic. Yes, we know that. The script before that looks very similar to Paleo-Hebrew,
Okay.
right? They originate from Asia. They're Mongolian. They're of the same kind of stock.
Yeah.
Due to the Arabism, they have lost that part of their culture. It's just like, you're from Pakistan, so some of the scripts, I don't know if it's Urdu or one of them,
Yeah. Punjabi.
it's
Urdu.
in the Arabic.
No. Yes, that's
is it
right.
Urdu or Punjabi?
So are you saying like the Qaeda?
Like just the way how they write, it's in the
Okay.
Arabic script.
I mean,
their
no,
language is not
Nah,
Arabic.
because a lot of Muslims in Pakistan, even though we speak Urdu and Punjabi, we are still being told that we have to recite these things in Arabic.
Yeah.
So which is Arabanization.
Yes,
why
it's
can't you read the Quran in Urdu? Why can't you recite these prayers in Urdu? Why does it always have to be in Arabic? So that's again, does Allah only know Arabic? Does he only is that really a
It
God?
seems like it's high Arab preference.
Yeah, because like God knows all languages. He in Christianity we believe God wants us to worship Him in spirit and truth. No
Yes,
matter,
and he said the scriptures would be in all languages.
Yes, so why do we have to worship God only in Arabic? It's not really doing it in truth.
It's
It's not really a relationship with God. This is something that Muhammad had invented.
Well, you see, I want to ask your opinion on some of the hadiths, right? Now, me as a black person,
Yeah.
there's some parts of the hadith that I read, which I have to say, hey, this is a bit
Very
it's
disgusting.
quite spooky.
Very, yeah.
We find that in the hadith, Muhammad slave traded 2 blacks to redeem an Arab. What's your take on this?
I've heard about that before, but I haven't really looked into it.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I've looked into the slavery of Muhammad with his black slaves, but I think the main reason why he did it was because it was to free the other slave. That's what they would say, but I haven't really looked into it with the slavery context.
But let's look at this. These are 2 pairs of trainers.
Yes.
You trade this for 1. It's not an equal trade-off, is it?
No.
So he's traded 2 blacks
Yeah.
to redeem an Arab. That isn't an equal trade-off. You understand what I'm saying?
But I don't know if you heard it. Have you heard the one where Muhammad called someone a Ethiopian raisin head?
Yes, even if it's a
So
Ethiopian
there was
slave with a raisin head.
there was a black guy or something like that, and Muhammad called him an Ethiopian raisin head.
Yes, because it's being derogatory to a black person. If you have because in theory what it's saying is that an old black person is like the raisin. The raisin is dark brown,
Yes.
and it's like wrinkly. As you get older, it's wrinkly.
Yeah.
So these are some of the problems that I'm having, because people are teaching me that this thing is equal, and it's equal for everyone. But we're seeing throughout the history of this religion, you've had a slave trade that has been carrying on for 1400
That's right.
years, uninterrupted. The other issue that I'm having is I'm having to convince and to force Muslims, black Muslims, but other Muslims, to say what is going on with the blacks that are being enslaved right now
That's right,
in the
yes.
Muslim world. All over North Africa, I'm going to name some countries. Mauritania, that slave trade is still going on full. 20% they estimate is slaves.
Yeah.
Chad, Sudan, and some parts of the UAE. I seen some videos where in the 60s they were leading them in chains.
I think with these slaves, it's not like for me. I've seen what Muhammad said about these black people, But for me, the main thing about these slaves that Muhammad had was having sex with the girls
Yes,
of the
there's
slaves.
sex slavery.
That's the main negative point of
I'd say
slavery that
both
Muhammad
are-
had.
Both are almost as negative as each other.
So there's actually many verses in the like hadiths, right? I'll give you what.
Yes, I've seen the one of the sex slavery where they were debating on the best way how to rape the woman.
Yeah.
Where it's talking about coitus interruptus, right?
So
now,
let's go.
the thing is that, for example, if I go with a woman, I need her consent to be with her. I can't force myself upon that woman. This is foolishness.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard in this park here, Bob who's had debates and other people who has had debates. You've had people there here agreeing with child marriage, to agree to marry a 6-year-old, to agree to marry a 9-year-old. What kind of foolishness is this?
That's wrong, man. Yeah.
How can someone make an argument to say that a 9-year-old, 1400 years ago, was an adult?
Adult, yeah.
I
Now,
show
I got proof that she was not an adult, because
we all
yeah.
have the proof. I
Nah,
seen
because
it.
Muslims will say, right, like where's it gone? So Muslims will say Aisha was an adult.
It's a
But
lie.
Aisha, when she was married at the time of Muhammad, she was playing with dolls,
her dolls.
right? And look what it says. It says, dolls. So it says, right, playing with dolls and similar images is forbidden. But
yes.
for it was allowed for Aisha at the time, as she was a little girl,
And had not reached
not
the age
of
of
puberty. Yes. So that
And
how
see,
can you
this-
follow that man?
I agree with you, and this is the other problem I'm having. Even if we say that some people matured a little bit earlier, how far are you going to go? Are you going to go to the age of 9? Because another problem we're having, when you're looking in the Saudi or the Arabian Peninsula, at that time they had a lot less protein.
Yes.
So the body is not forming as quick, like as you would see now. So then that
But
argument.
that's still wrong. Because imagine,
Yeah, it's
imagine in this day and age of society, a 54-year-old marries a 14-year-old girl
Yeah,
of
even
puberty.
that's a bit mad.
That's still disgusting, man.
Yeah.
How can you lust over a girl like that?
I'd say, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's so wrong in every way,
And the
man.
thing is as well, right? Some people, they made the argument that he's married her so that when they go into battle, they can record some stories.
Okay.
Let's just use a bit of logic here. Who is bringing the 9-year-old into battle to record any stories?
That's right,
Even
yeah.
a 15-year-old is going to have a lot of trouble to record stories. Why are you bringing a 9-year-old and a girl who is playing with her dollies to record stories?
No, but still having sex with a 9-year-old girl, or
Yes,
let's
it was
say
consummated.
she was 14 or 15, right? In this day age of society, it's still wrong. It's still wrong.
In America, in a state called
Yeah.
Take it away.
37 something.
Wait, speak up louder so
Sorry
everyone
about
can
that.
hear you. Okay, so this is what is being said here. In some states, he's saying in the US, you're allowed to marry 10 or 12 girls.
Okay, I would like to respond to
But I
that.
want to respond to
I would like
this.
to respond that. Can I respond?
You respond then
Okay,
I'll-
so
He's going to get double
the USA has normalized transgender, has normalized homosexuality. Morally, it's still not right. It's morally wrong to do these things. Okay, whether they have normalized these laws, it's still morally wrong. It is still morally wrong.
But I'm gonna
I don't agree
explain
with them.
this.
It is morally wrong.
This argument is so weak. I'm going to tell you why it's weak.
That time, 7-year-old
Yes.
was okay, and that's only in the 1880s.
Doesn't mean it was morally right though.
Yeah, this is a weak
We
argument.
know it's morally wrong to this day. If
But-
we know it's morally wrong to this day, it would have been the same because our morals never change. Our morals never
Sorry,
change.
what's your name?
Ish.
Ish. Oh, Isha.
Ish, just ish. You go, you respond.
What's your name, sir?
Imam Ajmal.
Huh?
Imam Ajmal.
Ajmal. What country are you from?
Pakistan.
Oh,
Pakistan.
me too. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Yeah. So your argument is weak, and I'm going to explain very quickly how it's weak. What you're doing, you're trying to bring up a justification because they're allowing it to happen in 2, 3, or 4 states in the US to say that it's okay for this man who's married
That
a.
was back in the 1880s. And before that, because people did not used to go to school.
So because they didn't go to school, it's
But
okay
doesn't
to-
mean it was right.
to marry a
If
7-year-old.
our morals are given by God.
Norm at the time.
Brother, our morality has been given by God. It's written upon our hearts. If it's morally wrong in this day, it must be morally wrong back in the days. Therefore, it was wrong doing these things, and we disagree with it.
wrong. It was
We
wrong.
disagree with that with these laws.
They said the age could be 17 or worse, 19, or it could be 6 or.
Let me ask you a personal question. You have daughters, right? Would you marry your 9-year-old daughter to a man of 51?
Not,
or to 30?
not today, no.
Would you do it
Okay.
1,000 years ago?
I don't know.
You don't. Okay.
You probably wouldn't.
This is the problem that we're having here, right? With the understanding that we have today, even back then,
Yeah.
right? Even back then, they knew it was wrong. Just because some people did some things which is wrong, you can't use one wrong to justify another wrong. This type of practice is disgusting. And no disrespect to you, brother, but in Pakistan, in some areas,
14 years old, 13 years old.
remote villages, not even 14 or 13, some is going
7.
as young as 9.
I heard a story in Afghanistan, right?
Would you say that for any country as well?
But the issue that we're having here is that's done through a religious premise, where they're saying that it's like the Most High or the Creator has allowed it. You see what I'm saying? So this is the issue that I'm having. With the learning that we have today, right, we understand that some could argue maybe the youngest 16, 17, but a lot of people are
But
saying
still,
they should move
16
it to 18.
A 9-year-old girl, right? They are not physically ready for marriage, not mentally ready for
No,
marriage.
I'm saying 18,
Right? 18 years old.
18,
Okay.
18. Let's be clear on that, 18.
See, at that time, actually, Aisha's dad didn't have an issue.
No. The reason why he
Doesn't
didn't.
matter.
The reason why he didn't have an issue is because Muhammad said to Abu Bakr that I had a dream from Allah that for me to marry a daughter. Abu Bakr first didn't agree with it, right? But because Muhammad said he received the revelation from Allah, he then agreed with it.
She was already engaged to someone else.
Are you sure?
No child should
No.
be engaged at 6.
This is wrong though. Even if she was, it's still wrong. You can't agree with it.
She was 6 or 9.
You can't agree with it because it goes against your
6
religion.
when she was married, but 9 when consummation. But there's
9,
another
yes.
issue that I'm having as well. So some make this argument, say, oh, well, look, he wasn't a bad guy. He waited 3 years. But I show you something. For example, we can look at places like Iraq. In some places of Iran, they're doing this, but most Iranians do not agree with this doctrine.
No.
They have a thing which is called thigh, right? Where they're doing some sexual things around the thigh of these young girls.
Okay, caressing, yeah, Muhammad did that.
So they're waiting up to 3 years. And
Muhammad caressed
this
Aisha's
is in
thigh.
Sharia law.
So Muhammad caressed. So before the time of Aisha's consummation, Muhammad actually used to caress her thigh. That is written as well.
No, going back to. I don't even know my father's age. Like the date of birth.
Yeah.
People never kept the date of birth. So you gotta.
But it, no,
Let's stop playing games here. It
Brother,
says in the hadith.
it is written that Aisha was 6, she consummated her marriage at 9, and she was playing with dolls. And it's also written a woman cannot play with dolls unless she at the age of a kid. So we can see Aisha was a kid at the time.
I play with a PlayStation.
But this is written in your.
Says, you know?
But it is written
But your
Aisha.
argument,
Okay.
you did come in with the
Let's get it up. Let's
argument to support the child marriage. That was your premise.
No, I'm just saying that.
Brother, look at this, right? This is what I want to show him. So it says,
I'm just saying
Okay,
that,
so-
that in some states in the 1880s, the age was 7.
It doesn't make it right.
the
not
here,
morally
brother.
right.
I want to say. So, brother, please hear this. Okay, I love you in Christ, right? So it says, the playing with dogs and similar images is forbidden, but it was allowed for Aisha at that time because she was a little girl, not yet reached the age of puberty. So she had not even reached the age of puberty, and she was still married to Muhammad.
Wait,
So you cannot say she was an older girl. Sahih Bukhari,
Oh,
6
so that's Sahih.
Yes.
So Sahih means reliable in Hadith. Yes, it means authentic. Yeah, reliable. So then we can't deny this because it's reliable. Most, the Sunnis agree on Sahih.
But the truth is, you're from Pakistan, right? So you must be, you must have like been born a Muslim. So the truth is, I used to be Muslim myself, but many Muslims,
Well, are you ex-Muslim?
I'm ex-Muslim. Yeah.
So why do you call yourself ex-Muslim?
Pardon?
Because he doesn't believe in it.
Why do you call yourself ex-Muslim?
Do you want to know why?
Muslim is.
The reason why we call ourselves ex-Muslims is because Muslims believe you cannot leave the faith.
To justify that.
It's because Muslims believe that one cannot leave the deen. But when we come to Jesus, we realize the power that he has to heal us from this occult, which is why we say we are ex-Muslims.
So you're now going that you're worshipping a man who used the bathroom.
A man, we worship Jesus Christ in his divine nature, who is God.
No, But now you're
He's
going.
not God.
He is God.
Worship a man.
It's written in Revelation 20 verse 13, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the
I
ending.
never said that.
In the book of Isaiah 48 verse 12, Yahweh is speaking, I am the first and the last, in Isaiah 48 verse 12.
This is
So now you
different.
worship a
It's a
man
different topic.
who use the bathroom.
Yeah.
We believe God manifested himself through the man, and he came and became like us to represent us, because we cannot be the substitute to go to heaven. So Jesus Christ had to come down to be our substitute.
He died for your sin.
He did, yes, and you believe in a sacrifice as well. You believe, yes, because it is written, Allah would replace the Jews and Christians with the Muslims on the day of resurrection. So Allah would replace the Muslims with the Jews and Christians on the day of resurrection. That's a sacrifice in itself. We don't worship man, we worship God.
No, Jesus man.
We worship God.
Jesus man. Jesus man.
We don't, Jesus, brother, Jesus is in heaven. He is fully God at the moment.
Nice speaking.
Nice
to
to
you.
be, nice to
Yeah,
meet
it's
you.
deflected slightly off.
Brother,
Nice one.
so,
Jesus is
yeah,
man.
I was speaking to you, right? The reason why people are stuck with Islam is because it goes against their pride and honor. Because you're worried what people will think about you when you leave Islam. But when you come to Jesus Christ, when you realize He is the truth, He can set you free. And He can change your life, my friend. Islam will not get you to heaven, my friend. It will not get you into heaven. You'll only get to heaven by the blood of Christ. By the blood of Christ, brother.
India, they have
I know, brother. We're gonna close up now, brother.
Muslim and the Sikh.
Close up.
They don't have a Christian.
Yeah.
Close up now. That's it.